Hi, this is Lara at Elliott Wave Forex with your free S&P 500 analysis for the New York trading session ended Tuesday, 3rd of August. A quick look at an historical chart. This is a monthly chart going back to end of 1999. We had this long 5 waves up at cycle degree. When I look at this piece of movement here on a weekly chart, this looks really like an ending contracting diagonal. It's got a 5-wave structure, so I have this 5th wave at cycle degree ending in a slight truncation because this looks like a 5-wave structure and not a corrective 3. So cycle A starts here and not here with an ABC, and cycle B with an ABC is a 106% correction of cycle A if you take A from here to here. Thereafter, working on cycle degree wave C to the downside, and a target for that to end, wave C at cycle degree will reach 1.618, the length of this A, which is a pretty common relationship between the two for an expanded flat, when it gets down to 344.09, but that's a couple of years or more away yet. Taking you now to a regular hourly chart where this black Z and maroon 2, primary 2, is this black Z and end of primary 2 up here and beginning of primary 3 here. Still have the 2 wave counts. This is my main wave count with a 1, 2, expanded 3, 4, 5 waves down to end blue or minor 1, working on an ABC zigzag correction up for minor wave 2. A target I have for you today for the end to blue wave 2 may lie about 1179.13. Taking you now to the hourly chart where we're going to look at just this piece of movement here. Oh, before we go there, this is really nicely contained so far, this upwards movement, apart from a pretty decent little overshoot a couple of days ago. It's nicely contained in a trend channel drawn using Elliott's technique, a trend line first from the start of A to the end of B, and a parallel copy placed on the high of A. Pretty much contains wave blue up so far. When we see a full day's bar opening and closing below the lower edge of this parallel channel, that's the only time I'm going to be confident of calling an end to upwards movement. Until I see that, I'm going to assume that it's going to go up further towards that target I have. So having a look now at the hourly chart at this wave C pink in its entirety from this low labelled B pink, which is down here. I should have a pink B right there. And here's wave C pink with I'm seeing this as an ending, expanding diagonal. For each subwave of an ending diagonal, they must subdivide into zigzags. This is the only time you're going to see a 3rd wave labelled ABC. So wave 1 is zigzag, ABC, 2 zigzag, ABC, so on, 3, A, B, C for 3, 4, A leading expanding diagonal, B, C, and 5. We see a nice 5 waves up here, B probably unfolding as a triangle, thereafter further upwards to go for wave C. Because this is an expanding diagonal, wave 5 should be longer than wave 3, so we have a minimum upwards requirement of 1143.9. If the S&P turns and starts falling and breaks that blue parallel trend channel on the daily chart without reaching this point, then this wave count at the hourly level will be invalid. My target, 1179.13, is where wave 5 green will reach 1.618, the length of 3 green. 3 green in relation to 1 green here is just 2.54 points short of 1.618, the length of this wave 1. So if that relationship between these impulses within the diagonal continues, we may see the S&P get up to 1179.13. That's how I worked out that target. While wave 5 green to end this C pink to end 2 blue, the last push to the upside, while this is underway, we shouldn't see any movement below 1086.9. If we do, this wave count at the hourly level is also again invalidated. Here's my alternate wave count, just a daily chart for you for this one. A little bit of a difference. Instead of blue 1 down here, it's got blue 1 here, followed by an expanded flat correction, 3-wave structure for A, 3-wave structure for B that reaches beyond the start of A, working on a 5-wave structure for C. This structure here says that this is a contracting ending diagonal. It is possible to see each of these subwaves subdivide into zigzags. This third wave especially, really nice subdivision into a zigzag. Thereafter we have a maximum upwards movement allowed for this fifth wave. If this is a contracting ending diagonal taken from the start here and needing a little bit further upwards movement to complete it, we cannot see any movement above 1154.2 because this fifth wave that began here cannot be any longer than this third wave. If it's a contracting diagonal, wave 5 should be shorter than wave 3. So far, 3 obviously shorter than 1, 4 also obviously shorter than 2. It's got a nice rising wedge shape. This is entirely possible, quite a nice wave count, but price does need to stay below 1154.2 for it to be valid. So if it gets up to about 1154.2 and much shorter than my target for my main wave count, and then turns around and breaches that parallel channel, or at least this channel drawn on the alternate, then I would expect that the alternate wave count is most likely to be more correct than the main. If, however, we see price get above this point, I'm going to have to go with the main wave count because that would still be valid and the alternate obviously invalid. So still requiring a little bit more upwards movement. I'll just taking you back to the hourly now. It looks like that we're seeing a triangle unfold in a B wave position. If my interpretation of this little piece of recent movement is correct, when it's finished we should see D should not move beyond B at 1125.9. E should not move beyond C, and if it holds to the structure and completes D and completes C, we should see price shoot out pretty strongly to the upside when that's finished. That's all from me with your S&P analysis. I hope this is useful in your trading, and I hope everyone had a really fabulous weekend.